Hello everyone, my name is Deckerlink, the trained and professional, and welcome back to the Smoke Room, Echo's prequel. Yeah, we killed someone and we're trying to not get caught for it. Let's see how it happens. I've certainly had my fair share of people or excitement for the day. If I want to be sane tonight, and more importantly, alluring, then I ought to catch a nap. I don't feel so great about William coming to visit me tonight. I'm usually always honest with him. Probably why he trusts me. Can't be like that anymore. At least not for a little while. I slide down. I was worried it was a to be continued. I'm like, dude, we're not even a minute in. God damn it. I slide down to the floor, feeling the hard planks dig into my knees. I hear him softly plucking the buttons. His fabric shifts. With it, I lean in to obey. It smells sweaty, musky, very male. No need to bend oh Jesus, no need to build up tension, darling. Suck it. Good God. My arms are spread on the bed, holding me stable as I dip down. Okay, okay. His tip is already wet. He needs this. I hear him suck in air harshly as my lips part. Okay, what the fuck? Guess which episode's getting demonetized this week? Fucking this! He's hot and warm in my mouth. My licks are loud and sloppy. He tends to like that. For long... Yeah! God damn! Nothing prettier than white on black. I thought our fur was white. He drags his dick across my face, smearing the... Yeah, God, fucking stop! You're good with this. I wipe a little off my snoot that's getting precariously close to my eye. It's not so difficult. Okay! Haven't had to use this fucking thing in a while. But again, I thought our fur was white. So I don't know why he said white on black, but maybe there's a fucking... I don't fucking know. Anyway, so here we are, with Dude Face Magoo over here. This is William. You're not going to be able to see the text because, of course, genitals tend to be where the fucking text is. So, the prequel to Echo is way more sexual content than the original, which has practically none. Rude to reject a compliment. You'll do well in my books if you keep the pants loose and keep tongues looser. Might even save an innocent man from getting dragged so a murderer can waltz free. I'm a whore, not a spy, William. Any smart whore is a spy. Smart whores live longer, especially if the law is in their favor. Blind eye here and there is what you need more than anything. The coyote starts getting dressed. He stated that more like a fact than a threat, but I can't help but feel it's both. I want to tell him the truth, but I can't help but feel like that could be the most stupid thing I could ever do. He does not need to know everything about me. William already has his clothes and shirt back on. Oh, good. So now we can... Oh, by the way, credit to Paul. His fucking name is Paul, who designed me this lovely little banner to help me read Wolfstar Sins in Paradise, which I will be getting back to. It's just fucking catching up on a year's hiatus worth of shit. Gets kind of fucking difficult, and you can't play a million fucking games all at once. Sometimes I just want to fucking play a game, but every comment section is like, when is this other game coming back? And I'm like, I'm trying, I'm sorry. Do what you do and be my eyes after dark. I can't keep tabs on as many folks as I'd like with all the new folks moving in. Why don't you do this yourself, if you think it's so insightful? Cause I ain't a cocksucker. I already carved out my way to be of use. You, not so much, fella. But it would make both of our lives easier. So long as you're sheriff.
So long as I'm sheriff.
William shakes his shaggy head and grunted, rising from the bed as he pulls on his suspenders.
You'll learn about the world quick enough. Quicker would be better, I might add.
He sighs.
Anyway, clean yourself up before you talk to me outside. I need witnesses to a better reason for my visit tonight.
Okay.
Peaches.
First thing I do is make my way to a wash bowl and start scrubbing. The water is cloudy soon enough with what William left behind, but the old citrus oil masks enough of his smell. I grunt when my length presses against the dresser. William doesn't tend to me finishing before he leaves. So selfish. The clear stain on my trousers has to be taken care of before I go speak with the sheriff in front of others. At least I won't have to wait to be ready for another customer soon. William waits for me at the bar quietly. He's ordering something, chatting lazily with that fox from before. I take a seat between the two of them, which they must have arranged for me intentionally.
Let's get down to business,
then. Murdoch sniffs the air. You mean you hadn't already? William shoots him a look.
Not in the least.
Jesus Christ.
Alcohol and debauch makes a loon out of the sane man and much worse out of the trash. If our murderer exists, he makes sucker out of the best medicine for guilt. Pleasures that distract among people proper society tends to forget.
Or at least pretends to forget. Proper bookkeeping covers blind spots. I think I'm starting to understand. Which means you need to meet some of the ladies.
They'll give us access to the men.
The men I can't access. But they can't say that out here, can they?
You want the powder room, then. Cynthia!
The fox hurries our way, ready to lead the way. Holy shit! Are you shitting me? There's no way in fibbity fuck that room exists in this rickety-ass fucking smoke room. Fuck no, it doesn't. This picture is bullshit. I'm not here very often. Usually because I choose not to be. It's a bit too periwinkle for me. And nothing humbles you more as a whore than a space guaranteed to give you no interested prospective clients. The girls chatter on sofas while Cynthia leads me to Madam. William.
I just need a few words.
Madam places her chin on her wrist as she stares into William's eyes, black and sparkling in the candlelight. Pray that they engross me. My attention span is short, and my patience for a God-fearing man is shorter.
I'll be short, then.
Your sort usually is. Her gown billows as she rises, and she gestures to a doorway across the hall. She gives William her wrist. He takes it, and she leads him into the office. I can almost hear their muffled voices until a sudden squeak distracts me. Hey! There he is. Whoever the fuck. What is his role here? I feel like he's suspicious as shit. You're here. Christ almighty. This one has a bit of spunk to him. A bit of what? I can show you what I mean if you're willing to spend the night with me. She winks at the weasel, giving him the shy trace of her best smile. A tempting offer, but I must be honest, I'm most curious about an experience with Sam here. If I'm stubborn enough to take a beating for that, then I'm stubborn enough to seek a unique opportunity. The insides of the weasel's ears blush. The look he's giving me are a bit passionate. Not so much in a lusty way. I'm afraid he might not understand that this is just a job. Perhaps that kiss was a mistake. But anybody would have needed a kiss after putting up with, well, Echo. I'm booked tonight, unfortunately. This isn't even a lie. Nikolai is my regular today, but it's unusual for Nick to suddenly cancel. But it's not unusual for Nick to suddenly cancel. He's not always the most reliable customer, even if he is a good friend. Then I will double your usual price. I want to put in that my bookings aren't for sale to the highest bidder, but they utterly earnestly are. But Madam had warned me about passionate customers. Obsession can lead to heartbreak and violence. I'm not entirely sure yet that I want to take this weasel's money. I'll consider if my regular client cancels, which happens often enough, but I can't guarantee an immediate booking without prior arrangements. The weasel visibly wilts. I do understand. You are a professional after all, and you have to ensure the health of your livelihood. I will make reservations if I cannot book tonight. So this is the fellow with cold feet, then? Sorry. I tried to figure out who Cynthia's talking about when I turned to jump, forgetting that the fox is still here. I'm a bit unnerved about how quiet he can be. Unfortunately not, my dear. I'm here for business, not for pleasure. But your pleasure is our business, aren't I right, Sam? I grunt. Then you should have charged me already. I am having a lovely time just taking in the atmosphere. I can bill you by the hour if you're that insistent. Murdoch chuckles. Not so much. I'm trained to think of ways to make money faster than I spend it. Mock concern wells up in Cynthia's tone. So he's after our jobs? I remember a little irritably that he did imply that I should pay him as opposed to the other way around. I don't think I'm cut out for such a thing, but in another lifetime, perhaps even if I were, I'd have to be cut from a different cloth, so to speak. My family is willful about how I spend my time and develop my trade. So a shorter story is that you're a coward. He's right, you know. I've heard that sob story here before plenty of times. Grow a spine and spend some of Mommy's money to slob on a knob. Cynthia sputters into raucous, chirpy laughter. I think I imagined something. Oh, that looks like an older picture. For a split second, there seems to be a cold, intense hatred coming from the fox that distorts and warps his friendly features. Before I can process what I see, his mischievous smile is there again. There's a jolly spark in his eyes. I can sense nothing but warmth now. I can only express this feeling as the onset of a migraine that stops the moment after it begins. If you want a chance at my money that bad, I'll spend a night. I mean it when I say I don't intend to pay for sex. But if we want to make this a point of personal pride, well, we're going to have to hold a wager. 5 times your hourly rate to whoever has the best time. I'm not interested in any uncertainties. If you book me for the night, you pay. I've got far more than money to lose if I'm caught spending the night in a brothel. Now, who's the coward? Have a little more faith in your hips, Sam. 5 for 1 is a great deal. She leans in close. That family's wealthy enough to pay, too. They wouldn't be hurting for much, and they'd squash any rumors about their own son. Several of the girls scream. Cynthia looks at me, smirk wiped off her face, her eyes full of concern. There's a low rumble outside, and I recognize suddenly that a clamor of gathering voices. I look outside of the window. There are protesters arguing with one another. Most of them appear to be minors. Some of them are holding signs. One of those signs has the visage of a young ram on it. I can't quite tell what the words say during the dark. A ram, huh? Another one of the signs has Jack's face on it. I feel something twist in my stomach. Stomach! My fur bristles. I suddenly feel alone in the room full of loud, frightened people. There's a sudden feeling of hot breath on my neck, like something wants to bite into my throat. William's booming voice brings me back. Everybody hunker down tonight! I don't want to see a single soul wander out in those streets. Looks like all your prospects will have to stay, Sam. I can't attend to all of them. Then attend to one of them. We're going to have to find somewhere for the rest. Oh boy. Oh my. Well, our first choice in this game. Let's see what they are. Fit Cliff in for a booking. Take on Murdoch's bet. See if Nikolai is here. Tell William the truth. Well, I know we're not going with the last one. Fit Cliff in for a booking. Positive side, you probably get to learn a little bit more about this other character that just sort of seems to be hanging out. Negative, if Nikolai hasn't canceled, then you're stiffing him, and not in a good way. Take on Murdoch's bet. I don't like him. I think there's a bit of danger in there. I'm not liking what lies beyond that door. So that's a negative. Positive is that you could wind up with more money, but the point of this game isn't to make money, so it's not really that important. See if Nikolai is here. Positive. You might get your booking with your friend. Negative. Nothing might happen, and you might lose out on money. But again, money is not the point here. Tell William the truth. Positive, you might have protection from the law. Negative, you die! So no! It really seems like the best positive to negative ratio is probably going to be Fit Cliff in for a booking. Because, Nikolai seems to be... let's just go with Cliff. Fuck it. Actually, hold on. I know everybody's going to be screaming at me to fucking save. There we go. So, Fit Cliff in for a booking. To be continued. Shit. Murdoch's bet? Okay, so Murdoch's route is there. Nikolai, to be continued. William the truth. Shit, sorry. Tell William the truth. To be continued. Okay, so the only one I can do right now is actually Murdoch's bet. God damn it. Well, I guess that's actually what we're going to be doing then. Alright, Murdoch, I'm in need of some money. I'll give this bet of yours a shot. My fucking ear is hurting, so I gotta switch earbuds. Oh no. Alright, Murdoch, I'm in need of some money. I'll give this bet of yours a shot. The fox stares at me, a little taken aback, as if bothered by a stray thought. But if that's the case, perhaps you shouldn't. As you said, you're hurting for funds. He gives me that warm, friendly smile again and lilts in a sing-song voice. I'm still confident that you'll lose. Really now? Pretty thing like you, feeling flighty all of a sudden? Color me surprised. Seems to me like you just got trapped by your own confidence. Fox lets out a one-note laugh gives me a scrutinizing look. I'm merely making sure that you're comfortable with no guarantee to make any money tonight. I shake my head and cross my arms. I'd be much more cozy with seeing your money up front. Sentiments are lovely, but cash is lovelier. Have it or don't ya? Murdoch nods as he plucks a worn wallet from his vest pocket, producing a slip of paper. A spare pen, please. I've got one. Cynthia scurries over to Murdoch with alarming speed, wagging the pen so close to the Red Fox's face that he recoils. He plucks it gingerly from her paws when she stops wiggling it. I stare at Cynthia. She grins and flicks her gaze beside her. Aww, poor fuck. Cliff watches the scene unfold before him fretfully. You're spending the night with another bloke, then? He sure is, but don't worry your handsome head, there's plenty of sand to go around. Fortunately, this means you can spend tonight with me instead. Well, I do wish to ask you some things about the Masada tribe. I feel a powerful resentment from the glares of the woman sitting on the couch, silently staring at Cynthia as she holds her arm out to Cliff. We can talk about anything you like, but first, tell me more about Batavia. She guides him out of the room into the dark corridor with a slight bounce in her step. Well, that route's done. Murdoch gives Cynthia a bewildered look as she leaves, then he proceeds to write on the slip of paper. I walk forward, watching him as he scrawls. It's his check. My eyes widen. That's the amount he promised, all right. He hands paper to me and winks. It's worthless without my signature, so don't get any ideas. I studied the check closer. There's an area in the corner of the notes, and it says, for impropriety. Now I can't go back on my word. I hope you'll take this seriously now. I stare again at the amount of money in my grasp. It's certainly enough for a train ticket. Not enough to live on for much longer after, but there's no question in my mind that my luck will turn around if I can haul my ass out of this town. Just seems a bit stupid to leave a paper trail like this, but then again, nothing you've done seems particularly bright. He shrugged at me. I'm not careless with the notes that I write. Besides, if William likes you, I don't think I have much to worry about. Except William doesn't know everything about me now, does he? Let's get this over with. Let's get this over with. We're both sitting on my bed now. Murdoch is sprawling with his arms held behind his head and his left leg crossed over the right. My hands are folded over my chest. I have to touch myself to remember how rough the padding on my skin is. Just gentle taps and subtle squeezes to practice my grip. Murdoch tilts his head and wrinkles his nose. Something wrong? Nothing in particular. Sorry if you expected something fancier. This is where I sleep. Also happens to be where I fuck. Red Fox lies back, frowns, and turns his head to me, giving me another look. I had to share a room with both of my sisters growing up. This is fine. You barely know me, but you seem to think I'm spoiled. I feel myself frowning. Well, no offense meant, but aren't you? You're offering me about a week's worth of pay for one night, like it's nothing. That's about a week's worth of my pay too, but I'm just a salesman. My family owns our business, and I'm not guaranteed to inherit it. They aren't exactly on the same financial footing as the Hendricks. Oh, the Hendricks! The Hendricks you mention! You mean Carl Hendricks? Future generation man? Generation man! Well, who is? I suck on my teeth. Who knows if the railroad keeps bringing business here? Maybe you'll find if you stick around long enough. Can't be so sure that I will if I make out with your money tonight. He smiles. Fair enough. But you haven't asked me why I'm confident I'll win. Still haven't even asked for your conditions, really. Like he's like impotent, so you can't fuck him? I don't know. But I figure if we run out of time, then I'm winning regardless. And I'll hold you to it. You know, the reason I crinkled my nose is because I can still smell him on your bed. I feel some blood rush to my cheeks. You shouldn't be talking so freely about my clients like that. Nothing I haven't smelled before. I stop by that one's office enough times in the week. I'd warn him, but I don't exactly have that sort of... His eyes list over me. Well... I'll let out one big sigh and twirl my paw. Well... Leverage, I suppose. He adjusts himself on his pillow and stares at me. It was odd to me that your scent was missing. That is to say, you still have a scent, of course, but there's a particular trace to... The fox is blushing now, as if he doesn't wish to say seed. Now Murdoch is the one sighing. As you said before, you're in the business of pleasure. I wanted to give you some too. Bit tired of business, though. Fox moves closer to my side of the bed and stares at my chest. Mind telling me what makes you happy, Sam? Lots of things make me happy. Rain in the spring, genuine laughter, a good friend to keep me warm. But I almost died because I shared the truth with a stranger. Because I fell in love with him in less than a week. And you don't get to know that. Especially not if you're helping William. I'm not a bad cook, I've been told. But mostly peace. Quiet. Money. Fucking. And do you get to do much of the last one the way you like it, I mean? One of his dark paws is resting on my leg. Usually no. My mouth and my rear do more work, do the work more often than what's between my legs. Not sure why I'm telling him this, but I don't particularly want to talk much more. I think I need to screw in the screws on this table a little bit more. It's wobbly as fuck. Can't get stupid again. At least not this particularly quick. He's rubbing the sides of my legs now, groping the fabric, cupping my muscle. The heat from his paw sinks into me. I shut my eyes and feel that warmth spread to my inner thighs, tingling. The others are frosty grays of smooth metal against the side of my belly. Metal? What the hell? The fox mumbles something irately under his breath. It was only my camera. Is this a repeat reference? The guy with the camera? I glare into the fox's little black box that's slung around his neck. It seems to be staring back at me with one glimmering black insect eye. I feel something crawls on my skin. I look down to my paw, expecting to see a fly or a gnat. What I see is a hairy blonde tarantula. Oh, sweet, merciful Jesus! Drooling fangs, black eyes shining in the light of the oil lamp. I can't help but yowl. The fox's ears splay back. His chest heaves quickly from the sudden noise of my yelp. He's holding his ears as if they've been damaged. What's wrong? What happened? I look back down and realize that I had just been looking at my hand. Man! I wiggle my digits, seeing that there's only 5 of them. Then I let out a huge breath of air. Thought I saw a tarantula. And I lets out a breath of relief, too. Your scream is awful. Big guy like you scared of spiders? Get out of here. Wouldn't be surprising if you did see one, though. They're common around here. I wanted to yell that spiders don't bother me, but they do when my hand looks like one. What's wrong with me? I touch the side of my head, feeling my scab beneath my fur. Just another selling point for this place. Anywhere with the right people can feel like home, you know? I'm sorry the camera set you on edge like that. Why are you still wearing that damn thing? Forgot to take it off is all. Bad habit. He fusses with it, removing it from his neck and placing it on the end table. Sorry about all that. Most folks around here don't have a reliable way to take photos. It's pretty precious to me. Plus, it ensures I'll have something people around here will always need. But enough about all that. I've talked your ear off. I hear a rustle of fabric as I watch Murdoch slip out of his vest. I think it's about time that I made myself more comfortable. Next he goes for his shirt, revealing white abs that blend into the russet fur as they reach his sides. He's sliding out of his sleeves now and folds his shirt and vest, rising to place them on the cushion of the chair in the corner. I watch his back bend. There's some shine to his coat from the heat outside, but I smell aftershave and lemon more than fox. Maybe even a bit of polish from the suspenders around his shoulders. His gaze and his snout follow the top of my head to the base of my feet. William's looked at me plenty of times like this before, but this is the first time that somebody else has. I'm not surprised that you make a living like this, looking how you do. I honestly am. He looks at me quizzically with his green eyes, but I break eye contact of our gaze, feeling shame. A body like mine could be doing a great deal of things. Noble things, even, but here I am, here in this room, doing my best. If it ain't my body's fault, it must have been my personality. Fox touches my face with his paw. I let him do what he wants, but there's a tightness in my chest from the suddenness of it all. Then he looks at me, really looks at me. Your personality. Sam, I can't read you at all. I feel him stroke my fur with a warm, slender digit. And you don't have to let me. Personal is personal. I understand that very well. His face dips close to mine, and I feel the breath from his nose against my cheek and the light tingle of his whiskers against mine. But I do have a better read on what you like to feel the more I touch you, how you react. Fox twirls his digit down my neck, grazing against my shoulders, down my front. He glides across my stomach, making me grunt and causing the hair on my back to bristle. And he crouches in front of me, kneeling, showing me the muscles of his back and shoulders as he dips into my groin, nosing at me there. The terms of my bet are that you'll finish before me, Sam. Oh, you're fucked, man. Because you already got riled up from William earlier. You're losing this one. I push his head away gently from my lap. Fine by me. I have a good deal of stamina, but it ain't exactly fair for you to get ahead. We do this my way when my pay is on the line. How about 3 touches each time? 1 down the base, 1, then once back up to the tip. That could count as 1. His face gives away less than his pants do. He's pitching his own tent at the thought of it. I can win this. That works. I stand up, stripping my shirt first, letting him watch. He sees my chest, and I smile. That's when I let my shirt drop to the floor along with my straps. The pants fall with me, and my excitement is there, waiting for him. The greedy kinds of men like to know that I want them, and he seems the type. Yours comes off, too. Murdoch nods, staring between my legs. His arms cross his chest and slowly unstrap his suspenders, letting them hang loosely from his sides, and he moves his hips to shake off his pants. Naked man! Naked man! They drop from his waist, causing his cork, already hard, to bounce when his clothes hit the floor. You can go first. I step up to him, grip his waist, and bring him closer to me with one paw while my other hand gets to work. The smell of Fox is a little bit more noticeable now underneath the aftershave and the lemon. He's warm in my paw, and his skin is loose enough to push against his shaft to slide to his base where I can feel his heartbeat. I pull away, and with some satisfaction feel him twitch against my paws when they depart. 1. Hear him breathing through his nose as I touch him again. I pump, feeling him getting bigger in my hand. He's much thicker than I thought he would be. Jesus, I thought you were already entirely hard before. Murdoch chuckles, looking a little bit nervous. Haven't heard any complaints yet. You're at 2, Sam. I tug him again. This time there's a bit of stickiness on as my hand pulls away from his tip, and it makes him bark. I leak a bit. Jesus, fuck. Yeah, you do. Hopefully this shakes your confidence some. That's normal for me. It's just nice to feel your grip. You know how to use it. I know how to use a lot of things. Fox bends his knee and crouches to the floor. My turn. I stare down at him, following his long, smooth spine and that leads into his huge tail swaying, dangling as his eyes list over me. He bends in to blow warm air on me, causing my balls to retract and the fur on my back to tingle. The hell are you doing down there? You didn't say we had to touch with our hands. Now hang on, you can use your mouth next too if you want. Didn't say I did, my jaw's just a bit sore from earlier. So William's that big? Shouldn't surprise me, I suppose, though you're a bit taunting yourself. I feel his warm, flexible tongue press against me, swirling around the bell of my... Jesus, fuck, I can't read this on YouTube. Next he moves down the side of my shaft, and okay, he's blowing you. You're a leaker too, gauging by the salt. Ew! Alright, got to the kind of end of it, I think. We lost. There was no choices or anything. We got suckered into fucking him, and he, like, trapped us with the tautness of his tight pucker. And so, yeah, we fucking lost. Told you I'd win. I don't know if it's the extortion of fucking or the sudden rush of anxiety that's causing my head to swim, but I can't do much else but look down at the bed I've made for myself, watch Murdoch's dick throb and twitch as I pull out of him, then lower my head onto it, sucking for some kind of warmth, some kind of comfort. Okay, so there's still blowing happening. Okay. It's barely daylight when I open my eyes, but the golden light is flooding into the room all the same. Murdoch's tangled up with me. His arms are wrapped around my chest and his tail is curled around my legs, keeping me connected with him. Somehow our little night of passion positioned me on the side of the bed, facing the fox's camera. Somehow, huh? My hands are on it before I know it, touching each piece, feeling its hooks, buttons, and latches. Each of them swings loose beneath my thumb. There's a soft clicking sound as the back tries to open. I stiffen, and I hold it shut. The heavy breathing of the fox against me lets me know he's still asleep. I think about pictures, remembering how the film has to be taken out in a special room or else all the pictures get ruined. And then I think of what the fox said the other day, that these pictures are probably useless. But what if they ain't? I swallow my own spit as I lift my digit from the back of the camera. It opens again with that soft click again. Hook 2 claws inside and pull, tugging on what feels like a spool of thread. I can't see without getting up, and I know that the light of the window should be flooding the inside of that little box. Murdoch's breathing still hadn't changed, thankfully. I find the latch that I had moved before and fumble with it until I hear the click back into place and feel the back of the camera shut securely. Smart whores live longer. Ain't that what you said, William? Murdoch's snout leans into the side of my neck and buries itself there. I hope for a second that the film I just ruined weren't too expensive. Then I remember that I owe this cock a week's of salary that I ain't got, and I feel less bad. Feels like living is the only thing that separates. Okay, it says my. They're not confirmed to be clothed. That's why I still have the banner up. Separates me from the abyss that's waiting for me. And I'll do what I need to suck on air for a little while longer. I don't particularly want to face today, knowing that I had lost Murdoch's bet. But at least he's soft. I close my eyes for a spell. Then I feel myself opening them again. My body's warm and my brain feels foggy. Beams of light shine through the wooden slats of the windows, revealing dust motes and causing my chest fur to shine. Ah! Murdoch is half dressed, so I can fucking take the banner down, finally. Murdoch is half dressed, leaning against the wall by the window, staring outside. I wrestle with the covers and his ears flick. He turns to me, then speaks in a low voice, close to a whisper. Good morning, Sam. The riot's gone, at least for now. I wipe some of the dried spit from the side of my mouth and lift my arms to a stretch. William keeps things clean. Fox turns around again, his paws trailing the edges of my curtains as he peeks through the slats and hums. For now, at least. But that reminds me. Murdoch swivels on the balls of his feet and saunters towards me. He crouches beneath the bed, brings out a wet rag and squeezes it. The sound of the water hits the bottom of the metal pail I can't see. I asked one of the girls to bring some water so we could freshen up. He sniffs the rag. Orange. That's nice. Don't know if they should call it that. You're orange as hell and you reek. I can't help but smile at my own dumb joke. You're right. I do smell like you. We'll have to do me next. Arms up. He comes closer, but I swat him away. Excuse me? What do you think you're doing? We can't go outside smelling like each other. Of course we can't, but I've washed myself all my life. I'm not an infant. Hey! I puff air out of my nostrils as the wet, scented rag presses deep into my side. He's doing my underarm. He's going to my underarm first, using both of his hands. Close my eyes, easing into the scrubbing noises. He lifts my other arm, and I can feel his whiskers close to my skin as he washes me, leaving the skin beneath my fur cool, feeling crisp. Now he moves to my chest and my belly, then lower. I tense as he applies warm water to my walls, washing the underside of them with a rag over to his cut paw. It hurts to get hard again this soon after a night like that, after waking up with morning wood. But thankfully he doesn't linger anywhere too long. He washes the outside of my sheath with soap and citrus water, then quickly pulls it back to get inside. Yeah, what the hell? He washes the outside of... Okay, I get it. Fuck. Okay. So, He had to wash his asshole, and now he said he had to do your back. So he sits in front of me, curling his thick tail to get out of my way. I take the rag from his paw and start to scrub, getting his fur damp and shiny as I rub the water into his skin and wash away what's left of the previous night as best I can. The muscles on his back and shoulders shift as he lets out a sigh. The front too, please. He guides my wrist to the top of his waist, where his fur is coarser than the rest. I scrub in small circles the same way he did my back. He leans into me, and I see the slow curl of a smile play up his features. My partners are usually smaller than me. This feels nice. Plenty of folks bigger than me around here. I'm more used to musicians, clerks, the occasional accountant. It's nice to be with somebody who knows how to use all of their body. You've got strong legs and shoulders. Got those from lifting boxes and moving equipment. Running to and fro, often the same routes and same paths, every day. At least I get to use these things in a new context every day. Funny thing about taking pictures of the same places, they're never the same. And people never stay put themselves either. Everybody keeps becoming different. They're always changing, even after you blink. Happens so suddenly that most don't even notice. Sometimes I think you can only catch it in the rapid repetition of many photographs. I guess most folks would start to notice those things if they worked with photography all the time. Murdoch shakes his head. Usually when you're sorting through the products of a shoot, you're going to look through as many shots as fast as you can. Strategically, you'll select the ones that are most flattering for your customers. But I tend to get a little too lost in the weeds, so to speak. The entire shoot from beginning to the end interests me, not just the most appealing pictures. There's an art to the passage of time that pictures can capture in ways drawings can't. Some folks refuse to have their photo taken because they believe that a picture can steal a person's soul. I begin to wonder if this man prays. You believe in souls, Murdoch? A terrible migraine feeling is back. Before me, the fox's expression changes. Holy shit! He looks broken, full of worry and fear, his lower jaw trembling. But it's gone as soon as it arrived. Murdoch's eyes are closed, and his sunny, soft smile curls a little tighter as he leans back on me, happy and content. Souls? Well, yes. But I don't believe a photograph can steal a soul and keep them prisoner. But there's no doubt in my mind that photography can show us things that the eye cannot catch. Memory is unreliable. But notes and photographs generally catalog the truth as best as we can interpret it. The fox pulls a thick wallet from his pocket. He pulls what looks to be a packet of matches until I make out that it's just a stack of small papers bound together. As he opens the papers, they reveal a moon with eyes and a mouth. Deftly, he bends the pages and starts flipping through them. The moon's smile widens and her expression changes as if she's right in front of me. The spaceship appears in front of her and crashes into the side of her head. Little pilgrims in fancy clothes populate her surface until monsters with spears appear chasing them. Photographs can bring to life some of the most interesting lies to... What? Photographs can bring to life some of the most interesting lies, too, when they're put out of order and placed in convenient places. The light of the room shifts from a dusky gold to a clearer brightness. Damn, we're really running out of time together. So you'll be leaving. And expecting payment. Fairly soon, yes. So, regarding our arrangement... Here it comes. You don't really have the money to pay me, do you, Sam? Damn, that came out of nowhere. My ears flick back and my brow furrows. Now, what makes you say that? Fucking dramatic-ass piano. There's really no reason that he should know that I don't have the money to pay him. Before you woke up, I looked in your vanity for a brush to get the clumps out of my fur. Come to think of it, he was awake for God knows how long before I was sleeping. He could have done anything here while I was asleep. That would make sense to look there when I stumbled across your wallet. Snooping around, messing with my things. I remember that you said you needed money. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I I did peek. You're utterly broke.
And he keeps bringing up William.
They work together pretty often, don't they? If he could smell William, maybe he could smell old blood, too. Maybe William asked his fox to prod me for information, just like how he asked me to look into the miners. A dark thought crosses my mind as I stare at my hand still touching his shoulders. That's part of why I was a little hesitant to make that bet in the first place. I could easily wrap my hands around his neck entirely. It probably wouldn't be very difficult. But you and your friend egged me on. Almost felt like you were getting a rise out of the gamble. To snap it. The fluff on his neck makes it seem thicker than it really is. I already have to face eternal punishment for killing one man. What's another? You wouldn't be able to feed yourself if you paid me as you went. I'd be strong enough to break his neck pretty clean, like. I don't want or need any money. I just wanted to prove a point. I flinch back to reality. What sort of point is that exactly? That you should strike a balance between your work and your life. You should work to live, not the other way around. You don't think I know that? From my back bristles. Saying you don't need money isn't just ridiculous, it's downright suspicious. Don't preach to me about living. Every soul needs money to live, that's the bottom line. 'Cause I said so. Then work for me if whoring isn't enough. For you? Doing what? And for how much? General odds and ends. I have to admit something to you, Sam. My family runs me ragged. You're one of the strongest looking men I've seen in a long while. And you're, well, like me, so to speak. I need help. I can't give you anything permanent immediately, but we could both gain something from it. I could make sure it's a comfy supplement. I don't really need much. Murdoch gets out of bed and begins to dress himself. $7 weekly, if you show up and can do the work. I sit and I process that. That alone would double my income. Feels a little too good to be true. My bottom line is that I have people who I can't disappoint. Help me do that, and I'll help you build your savings. I don't really know what to say. You could start with thank you. Fox musses with his fur, looking into my vanity mirror, and gives himself a disapproving look. It would be best to wait for me to leave as opposed to arriving at work with me. Slip out near noon. Red's General Store is the right place. Fox smooths down his fabric and adjusts his tie. Well, I suppose I'll see you in a few hours if you decide that you're interested. Thank you for giving me a chance. I hope you'll allow me to give you one too. I sit by myself in my room for a while. That's a lot of money to offer. And it would mean that I'd be seeing him during the day, in public. A proper job, with proper work, in the daylight. I want to do goddamn cartwheels. I lift my hands, wanting to shout, wanting to bounce as I thank God above for this. I want to cry tears of joy. I daydream about hopping onto my vanity, kicking the glass and just shattering it to pieces as I sing a jaunty tune, but then I look at my hands. I really could have broken his neck. Shame washes over me as I place them over my lap. Cynthia would tease me for behaving this way after that sort of news. Now's not the time to sulk. Now's the time to get ready. I had to ask a few townies how to find it. This is us taking another veritable stranger up on their offer. Red's General Store. I actually found a Red General Store picture. Very cool. It's certainly big, but the outside of it is cluttered with crates and boxes. Glass windows are covered with hanging odds and ends and racks of jams, ointments, candies. Hey, look at this. This sounds like an instrumental to an Avi Kaplan song. The combined scent of cardboard boxes, old wood, and camphor hits me as I enter through the front door. A willowy male fox with wispy graying fur and a harsh expression regards me through half-moon spectacles and holds up a paw before I can speak.
So, you're the new help, ain't ya? You match the profile.
He slaps me on the shoulder.
Good to see you have some meat on your bones. The hell do you eat?
I blank. My greens, sir. The old fox laugh is reedy. I don't know how to... I don't know what the fuck.
Bring some of the good stuff for my girls and my boy. Skin and bones, all of 'em. Younger me could lay 'em all flat. Not so sure how I'd fared against you, though, big guy.
Well, he's social. So you must be red, then.
Grayer these days, but yeah, I am. Alfred's a bit of a mouthful. But I suppose you can call me boss to keep things simple. I'd be happy to introduce you to the whole staff, but I suspect you'll run into everybody sooner than later.
Yeah, I figure I'll manage. Here bright and early. There he is, dapper as ever. I flinch hearing Murdoch's voice before I see him. Mornin', Murdoch.
Call him sir. We like to be formal here.
The old fox smiles, and Murdoch nods, expressionless. Follow me, please. I turn to see if Red has anything left to say, but a new customer takes his attention and he's torn away from us. Murdoch leads me through the doorway arch with an open curtain that leads to a back room. Your pa's just as talkative as you. Have to be in this business, and mind that you're careful when speaking to my father. His moods flip like a switch. Best to avoid him unless absolutely necessary if you don't want to make more trouble for yourself. You don't seem so bad. He isn't when he's in a good mood. Be glad for that. I raise my paws and arch my eyebrows defensively. Well then, sir, what's the first thing that you'll have me do today, since we're going to be busy? Nothing special, really. He holds up his camera proudly. First thing we're going to do is develop these pictures for William. Oh, Lord. Those pictures that we fucking destroyed because we're possessed by the demon of doing bad things. Oh. To be continued. Aw, man. I have no idea what's going to happen with this fucking game or any of the shit going on with it, but seeing the bits and pieces of the origins of what fucked over Echo, it's so crazy to think that all of the shit we saw can be traced back to this one fucking dude having, being duped almost out of his coins by Jack, but Jack also seemed to might possessed by, I don't know. Maybe Jack was the origin of it, but maybe it was us. I don't know. Either way, thank you. Wait a minute. What was our name again? Hold up. Isn't Samuel the guy that gets fucking hung? But I thought he was a fennec. We don't appear to be a fennec here. We look more like an otter or a mole rat with some sort of shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting that mixed up. I don't honestly remember. We'll see. Either way, thank y'all very much for watching The Smoke Room up with Build 2. Hopefully we'll see another build of this soon, but until next time, ladies and gentlemen, fare thee well. Bye, everyone!